राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपं कदाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरूपं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखाविदांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। I thank you all very much for giving this opportunity to serve you, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's mission and Lord Krishna's mission. Thank you. Today we are taking Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 10, verses number 3, 4 and 5. Verse 3. At ta Ishvara tvacha सोपालंभम उपकारण्यपाय तुर्यज चंकिता मानसस तम विज्ञापायम बहुभुवः। अथ thus they, the carriers of the palki, palanquin or palki, the thing in which they carry this palanquin. Yeah. Ishwar Vacha, the words of the Master, King Rahugan, Sa Upalambham, with reproach, Upakaranya, hearing, Upay, the means, Turiyat, from the fourth one, Shankita Mansah, whose minds were afraid. Tam, him, the king. Vigyapayam Bahubhuva, informed. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. When the palanquin carriers heard the threatening words of Maharaj Rahugan, they became very afraid of his punishment and began to speak to him as follows. Okay. According to political science, a king sometimes tries to pacify his subordinates, sometimes chastises him, sometimes derides them, sometimes rewards them. In this way, the king rules his subordinates. The bearers of the palanquin could understand that the king was angry and that he would chastise them. Text 4. Na vayam nardev pramatta bhavanniya manupatha sadhve vahama ayam adhunev nyuktopi na dhrutam vrajati nanen sah vodhumu ha vayam paryam iti. O Lord, please note that we are not at all negligent in discharging our duties. We have been faithfully carrying this palanquin according to your desire. But this man, who has been recently engaged to work with us, cannot walk very swiftly. Therefore, we are not able to carry the palanquin with him. Purport. The other palanquin carriers were Shudras, whereas Jad Bharat was not only a high caste Brahmin, but also a great devotee. Shudras do not sympathize with other living beings, but a Vaishnava cannot act like a Shudra. Whenever a Shudra and a Brahmin Vaishnava are combined, there will certainly be imbalance in the execution of duties. The Shudras were talking in the palanquin without at all caring for the ants on the ground, but Jad Bharat could not act like a Shudra, and therefore difficulty arose. Text 5. Sansargiko dosh eva nunamekasyapi sarvesham sansargikanam भवितु महर्तिति निश्चित निशम्य कृपणवचो राजा रहुगण उपासित वृद्धोपि निसर्गेण बलात्कृत ईश दुत्थित मन्युर्विस्फुट ब्रह्मतेजसम जातवेद समेव रजास्वृत मतिराह. Translation. King Rahugan could understand the speeches given by the carriers who were afraid of being punished. He could also understand that simply due to the fault of one person, the palanquin was not being carried properly. Knowing this perfectly well and hearing their appeal, he became a little angry. Although he was very advanced in political science and was very experienced, his anger arose due to his inborn nature as a king. Actually, King Rahugan's mind was covered by the modes of passion, and therefore he spoke as follows to Jad Bharat, whose Brahman effulgence was not clearly visible, being covered like a fire covered by ashes. Purport. The distinction between Rajogun and Sattvagun is explained in this verse. Although King was very upright and advanced in political science and governmental management, he was nonetheless in the mode of passion, and therefore, due to a slight agitation, he became angry. Jad Bharat, despite all kinds of injustices endured because of a deaf and dumb display, remained silent by the strength of his spiritual advancement. Nonetheless, his Brahmatej, his Brahman effulgence was indistinctly visible in his person. So, today we are discussing 3 verses of 5th canto, 10th chapter, 3, 4 and 5. Verse 3 talks about King Rahugan, who was ruling as per political science, and as he is convenienced, speaks in threatening voice. The palanquin carriers got scared because king's anger is usually followed by punishment. Like, if I am angry, you need not fear me. But if a king is angry, well, that spells trouble. Verse 4 talks about palanquin carriers justifying their innocence in following orders and blaming Jad Bharat Maharaj for moving differently. Slowing them down and inconveniencing the king. Here, Shudra, less intelligent person, the lowest order person, who gets satisfied by serving somebody. So Shudra behavior is manifested. They were not educated and guided to know the concept of soul. And hence they were just plainly following orders of the king. Whereas Jad Bharat Maharaj, Brahman, self-realized, was careful about not stepping on the ants traveling on the road. Srila Prabhupada mentions Janmana Jayate Shudra. By birth, everyone is Shudra. That's why spiritual education is important. Now, we may feel that we are talking about casteism or supremacy. But Srila Prabhupada says about Varnashram Dham that according to Vedic system, unless human society comes to the institution of Varnashram Dharma, they are not accepted as human society. The whole Vedic system was to educate people to be elevated to the spiritual platform for understanding Krishna consciousness. And the test of duty is whether you satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Test of duty.
Test of duty. Like, what is your duty? Yeah. But as Kali Yuga is progressing, following even Varnashram Dharma is difficult. So Srila Prabhupada says, Harer Nam, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nashti Eva Gatir Anyatha. For spiritual progress in this age of Kali, there is no alternative to the holy name of the Lord. And verse 5 talks about king's reaction to the Palkin carrier's appeal and despite being advanced in politics and an experienced ruler, how he got angry at Jad Bharat Maharaj. His anger was as a king. It was due to the mode of passion acting on him. This verse focuses on the issue of king's mode of passion versus Jad Bharat Maharaj, a self-realized soul's mode of goodness. So here we see okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So here we see a qualified ruler who is upright and advanced in political science. And governmental management, getting angry at a slight agitation. And we are not talking about present day authorities who act whimsically, thus exposing their lack of education, qualification, temperament, and their character as well. If anyone is following news, will easily understand that one country accuses another country or countries of conspiracies, espionage, digital espionage,
vakoilusta.
while doing the same thing itself at the same time.
Aina tekee sen itsettäisen sama aktiviteetti.
Simple hypocrisy.
Yksinkertaisesti tekopyhyyttä.
Why do we say a qualified ruler here for King Rahugan?
Miksi me kutsumme kuningas Rahukan päteväksi hallitsijaksi tässä?
As we see afterwards, when Jad Bharat Maharaj starts talking,
Kuten me näemme jälkeen myöhemmin, kun Chalkarasta alkaa puhumaan,
King Rahugan pitifully begged pardon at his lotus feet
Rahukan säällittävästi lovistuu hänen jalkoihin
and understanding the constitutional position of the soul,
ja ymmärtäessään sielun luontaisen aseman.
gave up the bodily conception immediately.
Hän luopuu välittömästi kehollisesta elämän käsityksestä.
To simply give an example, I am angry at you and I speak harshly, and when you start speaking to me,
Yksinkertainen
I fall down on your feet and beg you, sincerely beg you to forgive me.
esimerkki.
It requires some character, which King Rahugan had.
Mä puhun sulle rojosti. Mä syytän haltuun sinua. Ja sitten sinä suutut ja minä lankean sinun jalkojesi juuri pyytääkseni anteeksi antaa.
So here King Rahugan is a qualified ruler
Tässä kuningas Rahugana on pätevä hallitsija.
and uses
Hän käyttää
Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, pacifying, rewarding, chastising, and deriding.
rauhoittava, palkitseva, chastising, korjaava.
See, basically, peace,
Rauha,
then bribing, then shouting,
huutava,
and then using secrets or blackmailing. These are all the tools of politics
käyttää salaisuuksia.
in which King Rahugan was qualified
Nämä on kaikki
and is expert. But
mustamaalata.
at the slight inconvenience speaks
Pienimmästäkin vastoinkäytöstä
harshly to King Jad Bharat Maharaj,
puhuu rujasti Charaparata,
who has done so much,
joka on tehnyt niin paljon.
a Rajarshi from previous birth,
Hän oli Rajarisi aikomusta
and acting as a dumb person,
ja esiintyi typeränä persoonana,
not to get involved in the material world
jotta ei joutuisi sekaantumaan ihmisen maailmaan.
by no affirmation, no negation,
Ilman mitään.
neither agreeing nor disagreeing,
Hän ei hyväksy eikä kieltä mitään. Mistään.
even when facing life-threatening situations.
Vaikka kohtaisi hengenvaarallisia tilanteita.
Now, there are other examples also
On erilaisia esimerkkejä,
where similar situation arose.
kun samankaltaisia.
Would somebody like to try?
Onko jotain
Yes, Prabhu?
mielessä?
Kamsa. Example from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes.
Immediately he was not only become angry, but he wanted to slaughter her
Kanssa
Sister.
hän ei pelkästään suuttunut,
On the spot.
vaan hän halusi tappaa hänen siskonsa heti vaan.
and then Duryodhana visiting the Madhavana palace.
Mm-hmm.
And he became very upset when he was bewildered by illusions.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lord Brahma, he
Hän
became, and Lord Shiva get birth of that. But Lord Brahma controlled his anger.
Herra Brahma
Hiranyakashipu.
Shiva otti siitä.
He became angry at Prahlad, and Lord Nrsimhadev appeared.
Thank you. I think you have given many examples than I could think of. The examples I could think of was
Esimerkki, joka minulla tuli mieleen, on
Dhruv Maharaj,
Dhruva,
who had seen God himself.
joka näki Jumalan henkilökohtaisesti.
When he heard that his brother Uttam was killed by Yaksh in Himalayan mountains,
Kun hän kuuli, että hänen veljensä kuoli Rakshan toimesta,
being overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, went out for victory over Alkapuri city of Yakshas.
kun hän ylikuormittui vihasta ja murheesta, hän lähti Jaksojen paikkaan.
It was his duty as a king and as a brother.
Se oli hänen velvollisuutensa kuninkaan ja veljen.
Then Parikshit Maharaj,
Sitten Pariksit
who had also seen Krishna before he was born,
joka oli myös nähnyt Krishnaa,
out of fatigue and exhaustion, asked for water, and when he got no response, disrespected Rishi Shamik.
pyysi vettä ollessaan
And his son Shringi cursed him to death.
ja hänen poikansa Shringi kirosi hänet kuolemaan.
And there is another example, king's example, which was some of about political science and excesses. Well, we are talking about all those people who had seen Krishna
Me puhutaan
himself
näistä, jotka oli nähneet
or were related.
tai
So King Kans, as Gopal Prabhu clearly mentioned,
kuningas Kamsa.
he was
Hän on
lovingly taking his sister Devaki and her husband Vasudev as a charioteer.
Hän otti rakastavasti hänen siskonsa ja siskon miehen Vasudevan ja Devakin heidän vaunin ajajaksi.
A king is a very high position and charioteer is comparatively low position.
Kuningas on hyvin korkea asema, mutta
And
vaunin on aika alhainen asema.
Only example that comes to mind is when
Ainoa esimerkki,
Lord Krishna
mihin
took this position
on,
as charioteer for Arjun.
kun Herra Krishna otti
And
Arjunan vaunun ajan asema.
there is no other reason that comes to mind
Eikä ole mitään muuta
why
syytä.
Krishna did other
Miksi,
than
miksi Krishna
love
teki
for
näin?
Krishna, love for Arjun.
Miksi Krishna teki tämän mistään muusta syystä kuin rakkaudesta Arjunaa kohtaan?
So
Joten
as King Kans was taking Devaki to her in-laws' place immediately after marriage,
näin
out of
naimisiin meno
loving care,
rakkaudesta ja huolenpidosta.
suddenly he heard ethereal or divine voice or Akashvani
Yhtäkkiä hän kuuli jumalaisen äänen varoituksen sanan,
informing him that Devaki's eighth son will be the cause of his death.
sanoissaan hänelle tämä ääni kertoi, että Devakin 8. lapsi tulee surmaamaan kanssa.
So what happens to a loving brother who's taking his sister,
Joten mitä
who's
tapahtuu
probably leaving her home for the first time in life,
rakastavalle
to her
veljelle,
in-laws' place?
joka kuulee tämän?
The minute he hears this,
Hetkellä, kun hän kuulee tämän,
he immediately
hän välittömästi
jumps out of chariot,
hyppää ylös vaunusta,
takes out his sword,
ottaa miekan esiin
and is ready to kill his own loving sister.
ja on heti valmiina tappamaan oman rakastavan siskonsa.
So
Joten
instantly, a loving brother
yhtäkkiä
became a
rakastava
bloodthirsty
veli
demon.
muuttuukin verenhimoiseksi demoniksi.
And who's Kansa?
Ja kuka on Kamsa?
Who had very powerful friends
Kamsa on
Like
hyvin
Putana,
voimakkaita kavereita, kuten
Trivutunawar,
Putana,
Aghasur,
Akasu
and many others.
ja monia muita.
And one Puranic story tells
Yhdessä Puranassa
all these powerful friends
kaikki nämä
became his friends
ystävät tulivat hänen kavereitaan,
because he
koska
actually fought with all of them and beat them. And when they surrendered, they said, okay, what do you want? He said, your friendship. So they said, okay, to save my life, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm your friend. And these are all very powerful demons. And one more person, Jarasan. Kans married Jarasan's two daughters, Asti and Prapti, and made his father-in-law. And Jarasan became his friend and his ally, besides relative. And Jarasandha is the same person who had attacked Krishna's kingdom many times. Of course, to be defeated every time. Nowadays,
Nykypäivänä
a way to power is politics.
tie voimaan on politiikan kautta.
Good people are scared to go to politics.
Hyvät tyypit pelkäävät mennä politiikkaan.
People generally seeking power have ego.
Yleensä henkilöt, jotka hakevat voimaa, heillä on ego.
And as the power increases,
Kun voima lisääntyy,
so does the ego, false ego,
näin myös väärä ego. Voimme ikään kuin liittyvät vastaan.
and paranoia of possible rivals.
Ja vaino mahdollisista vihollisista lisääntyy myös.
For example, as it happened in case of Stalin and Hitler,
Stalinin ja Hitlerin tapauksissa.
they were very powerful, and
He olivat hyvin
the more powerful they became, the more they started suspecting
heistä tuli.
that there were other people who could be their rivals.
Alkoivat epäilemään, että jotkut voisivat olla heidän vihollisia.
A look at history reveals that
Kun katsomme näitä kaikkia polvia, se
British Empire was stronger than Roman Empire,
brittiläinen keisarikunta oli voimakkaampi kuin roomalainen keisarikunta.
probably true, but this is also claimed by Britishers themselves.
Myöskin tämä on englantilaisten väärä.
So French and Britishers,
Sekä ranskalaiset ja brittiläiset
historically speaking,
historiallisesti
had similar backgrounds,
oli samanlainen tausta.
but some of the most vicious wars were fought between them,
Mutta kaikkein pahin sota sovittiin heidän välillä.
including the 100 Years' War,
Nyt oltiin tällä 100 vuoden
which was from year 1337 to 1453.
oli vuodesta 1337.
In politics, there are no permanent enemies
Politiikassa ei ole pysyviä vihollisia
and no permanent friends,
eikä pysyviä ystäviä.
only permanent interests.
Ainoastaan pysyviä kiinnostuksen kohteita.
In the past 300 years,
Viimeisen 300 vuoden aikana
British influence increased greatly,
englantilaisten vaikutus lisääntyi huomattavasti.
and beside other places, they were ruling major part of Indian subcontinent as well.
Ja monissa maissa, mukaan varsinkin Intiassa, he hallitsivat useita paikkoja maailmassa.
But they accommodated French in Pondicherry and Portuguese in Goa. Both are in India.
Mutta he ajattelevat ranskalaiset ja portugalilaiset Goa.
So traditionally enemies, but friends in others. So in one situation, friend and enemy in another.
Esimerkiksi jossain tilanteessa vihollisia ja jos toisessa tilanteessa taas ystäviä.
And dealing with the situation accordingly.
Ja he suhtautuvat tilanteen mukaan.
So in fact, there is a saying like politics makes strange bedfellows.
Strange
Bedfellows, like people can do anything in politics
politiikka.
to gain their ends.
Ihmisten valmiita tekemään mitä tahansa politiikassa saadakseen tahtonsa.
So in the past century itself, in past 100 years, when you say 1900s something,
Viimeisen 100 vuoden aikana
so many wars have been fought,
niin monia sotia on käyty.
including World War I and World War II.
Ensimmäinen ja toinen maailmansota.
All major powers got poor, again worked hard to become powerful,
Kaikki suuret voimakkaat valtiot tulivat köyhiksi ja sitten tuloksena taas voimakkaat.
and saying no more fighting.
Ja sanoakseen ei enää sotaa.
But how long will it last?
Mutta kauan se kestää.
If this is the case, then what are trade wars?
Jos tästä on kyse, niin trade,
So similarly to
markkinasodat. Mitä
so similarly to Kansa's friends, these nations become temporary friends.
kuten me ei ole pysyviä ystäviä,
Now-
vaan väliaikaisia ystäviä.
Now the question comes: if world is based on relationships,
Jos maailma perustuu suhteelle,
then why so much devastation?
miksi niin paljon tuhoa?
Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam simplifies and says, Sada samudvigna dhiyam asad grahat. This world is temporary, so are its resources.
Tämä
Our life is temporary,
Meidän elämämme on väliaikainen,
but the urge to satisfy our senses is not.
mutta meidän taipumuksemme
It continues with
aisteamme ei ole.
every material body.
Se jatkuu jokaisessa aineellisessa kehossa.
That's why it is difficult to understand
Siksi on vaikea ymmärtää,
suddenly why friends become enemies.
miksi ystävät
Friendships and enmities are caused by mutual interactions.
ystävyys ja vihollisuussuhteet johtuvat vuorovaikutuksesta toisten välillä
And cheating propensity
ja huijaustaipumuksesta.
is the root cause, as Srimad Bhagavatam explains.
Huijaustaipumus on se alkuperäinen syy.
For just half a coin, ardh kakenapi, not even a full coin,
Puolet tai kaksi puolitoista.
people will give up friends and become enemies.
Ystävänsä, hylkää ystävänsä ja alkaa vihollinen.
In the past century itself,
Viime vuosisadan aikana
great wars have been fought,
suuria sotkia on sovittu,
but the reasons for each of them was different
mutta jokaisen syy oli eri,
and not repeated.
eikä toistuva.
But there is no assurance
Mutta ei ole vakuutta siitä,
that the same situation won't be repeated again.
että sama tilanne toistuisi uudestaan.
Frankly, we are seeing similar situations again rising.
Voidaan helposti huomata, että samoja tilanteita tapahtuu uudestaan ja uudestaan.
Presence or absence of money is not the cause of war.
Rahan läsnäolo tai poissaolo ei ole syy sotaan.
And the wars we see happening are not dharma yuddha or war between good or evil like Mahabharata.
Ja sodat, joita me nähdään maailmalla, ne eivät ole hyvän ja pahan välisiä taisteluita, kuten Mahabharata.
There is no dharma or higher truths involved.
Ei ole dharmaa tai korkeampaa totuutta läsnä näissä sodissa.
It's similar to an example. In fact,
Samanlainen
it happened in my school days also.
minun kouluaikoina tapahtui myös eräs asia.
If I and my friend are doing some mischief in the classroom,
Jos minä ja minun kaverit tehdään jotain epäsopivaa luokkaa,
teacher will tell us, get up and come in front.
opettaja sanoo, että tule ylös ja tule luokan eteen.
And then, not taking much trouble, will say, okay,
Ja sitten helposti
you pinch his ears, both hands, pinch his ears, which I would gladly do.
the other boys.
The other boys.
Okay. So, hän sanoo, nipistä hänen korviin, opettaja sanoo.
And he will tell the same thing to the other boy. So in turn, he will also pinch my ears.
Sitten hän kertoo toiselle puolelle, että nipistä myös hänen korviin.
And then teacher will tell me, hit the other boy, and the other boy is hitting me.
Sitten opettaja sanoo,
Pull and beat each other.
lyö minua, tai lyö häntä.
So initially, both of us would be enjoying that for our mischief, we are getting funny punishment. But both of us will be crying because
Me nautittiin, mutta sitten nämä
you feel happy when you are punishing others, but you feel sad when you are getting punished yourself.
sinut tulevat onnellisiksi, kun rankaiset muita, mutta tulet epäonnelliseksi, kun joku rankaisi sinua.
So Srila Prabhupada explains,
Kuten sinä Prabhupada selittää.
except for uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no other cause of enmity in this world.
Tässä maailmassa ei ole mitään muuta vihollista kuin hallitsematon mieli.
So political science
Ja poliittinen tiede
is generally based on material interests
yleensä pohjautuu aineellisiin kiinnostuksiin.
and manipulations.
Ma-
Manipulations.
ja
How you get things done by talking sweetly to get things done your way.
Manipulointi.
And devotees generally avoid this type of duplicitous behavior.
Ja bhaktat yleensä välttää tämmöistä kaksinaamaista käytöstä.
So the example that comes to my mind is Prahlad Maharaj.
Esimerkki, joka tulee minun mieleen, on Prahlad Maharaj.
Hiranyakashipu, the demon king,
Demonikuningas Hiranyakashipu
wanted his son to be trained as diplomatic king.
halusi
learn occupational duty
opettaa tämän ammatin,
which is followed by royal householder families.
jota kuninkaalliset perheet seuraavat.
He appointed demons teacher Shukracharya's son Shand and Amark
Hän antoi Shukracharyan demoni
as
hänen
spiritual masters.
lapsille.
So not one but two teachers for his son to be given very good qualification.
Tehtävän tehdä hänestä pätevä. Heistä tuli hänen
And they taught
henkisen opettajan.
three kinds of material advancement:
On kolmenlaista aineellista edistystä.
religion according to demons,
Demonien uskonto,
economic development,
taloudellinen kehitys
and sense gratification.
ja aistinautinto.
Srila Prabhupada mentions Prahlad Maharaj was sufficiently educated in diplomatic affairs of pacifying public leaders, appeasing them by giving lucrative posts, making them happy. Dividing and ruling over them, and punishing them in case of disobedience. So this was the qualification that was given to Prahlad Maharaj by his two teachers and king also. But Prahlad Maharaj was interested only in devotional service, which infuriated Hiranyakashipu when he was told to surrender to Lord Vishnu. Another example is Maharaj Yudhishthir, who was Ajatashatru, the person who never had any enemies right from the birth itself. Despite being the rightful owner and wronged many times, he still remained calm person. But Duryodhan thought he is getting more than me, and that was the cause of trouble. So we see that present day's authorities are just the opposite of Lord Ramchandra, who gave up everything for duty, be it kingdom, relationships, comforts, and in extreme case even his wife. So present day rulers are nowhere in these lines. So in conclusion, we can say that devotee thinks about hostile person that he thinks he is my enemy, but he is not my enemy. He is just delivering me the results of my karma. A Krishna conscious person is not the enemy of his enemy. Thank you. Any question or any comments? Please ask. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Anteeksi Mataji, kysymys? Kommentti? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any question?
No, I think you made everything quite clear.
Yes, it's so clear.
Yes.
So there was no darkness left in the heart. No ignorance.
Well, this, no question, but this diplomacy just came to my mind, how it's very, very bad for the devotees if they become involved in diplomatics. I had heard that earlier also, that is very bad for devotional service. So, but we still need to manage things, so it requires quite and great character to be to properly manage and at the same time avoid being diplomatic. I think that happens only by Krishna consciousness, becoming Krishna conscious, but maybe you can
Well, Srila Prabhupada said that diplomacy and devotion don't go together. That was the main remark which he gave. And so if by consciousness, if it is very clear to me that if I am being diplomatic and then I am not being devotee. So that is true. That is what Srila Prabhupada said. And at the same time, if we have read Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrit or his life story, we'll see that many a times he does not seem to follow this himself. He will be talking very softly, very sweetly, and will be getting things done. And this sounds a bit contradictory, but if we also follow even Krishna, because Srila Prabhupada was following Krishna's missions, and Krishna was also behaving similarly very contradictorily to ordinary persons. Basically, Krishna mentioned to Arjun that you please declare, because if I say something, I may back out of what I have said. But so how do we explain this situation which seems to be ambiguity or duality, like I am saying do this way and I am doing that way? So is it hypocrisy? No, because if the objective is to please Krishna and do whatever pleases Krishna, then we have to do whatever it takes. Like if a child is crying for something which is dangerous for a child, as a loving parent, I am tempted to give in to child's crying and do what the child wants. But
I'm sorry, Prabhu, I cannot keep up.
Okay.
In the
What point?
No, just please continue.
Yeah, if as a loving parent, I am taking care of a child, and child starts crying for something which is not good. So at this stage, do I try to stop child from crying and do the things what child wants, which the child is not even qualified to understand? Or I deny that? But if I am denying and child is crying, so to a common bystander, it seems that I am not a good parent. But that is not the right understanding, because the higher principle is taking care of child, not the crying part. So same way, when we are talking, if we are using situation tactfully or carefully, or put it bluntly as diplomatically, if it is for Krishna's satisfaction, then it is good. But if we are doing for our personal sense gratification, then definitely it is bad. You think of any leader, you will find that there is no such leader we can call actually leader, not even good manager, forget about that, anywhere in the world. Take any example. There cannot be any person who could be like that. And those who are, they're very rare. And they are proper devotees. In fact, if you realize entire pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned only Chanakya Pandit as true Brahmin. A non-devotee, because we have not heard about Chanakya being devotee, but he talks about only about Chanakya as a perfect Brahmin and who raised ruler. So we can see how rare it is to find good people. And Krishna is always seeking such type of good people. Does that answer your question, bro?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Shukri. Hare Krishna.
Shri Govinda Prabhu ki.
Ciao.